Things need to change. Over the last couple of days, I did something that surprised me, and it had me thinking a lot about the past and something that I really, really need to do. It has nothing to do with Minecraft or YouTube, though. It's completely unrelated, so nothing's changing in regards to that. But it's going to be something that's going to really affect at least one big aspect of my life. And it's going to take some time. It's absolutely going to take some time, but I think it's going to be extremely beneficial. Now, this may sound strange, but I binge watched an anime on Netflix called Blue Box. So, if you've never heard of it, it's about a boy and a couple of girls in high school known for elite athletes. And it is a romance. It's a love triangle. Obviously, that's what you gotta have, right? But it has a really strong focus on sports. And the main characters, there's three main characters. There's the boy, who is a badminton player, who he's fairly good, but he's not like top tier yet. And then there's the girls. One of them is his best friend that he's known since junior high school. She is a nationally ranked rhythmic gymnast. She is like ranked number 4 in the world, not the world, but in Japan. So let's just say that she's fairly well known in those circles. And the other girl, who's a year older than them, and, well, the boy has been an admirer of hers. I'm not sure if I'd say an admirer, but he has known her, not personally, but they're always practicing at the same time in the gym. Now, you see, this is a junior high and high school mix, so he has been watching her for quite a long time, for about a year and a half or so. And she's kind of inspired him to, work really hard on his badminton. Now, she is, of course, a basketball player. She is on, let's just say that she's been in magazines. So she's also considered one of the top high school basketball players in the country. So we've got some elite athletes here. Now, the romance part, of course, is I don't know. I wouldn't say it's typical. Well, it is kind of a typical thing in which it's a love triangle, but the way they do the how it's done is it feels like it's got real emotions. The characters are very well developed. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, go check it out. It's pretty good. And the second season should be coming, I don't know when, in a year, maybe. But the point here is the sports aspect of it, and it brought up a lot of memories. And, well, looking at my sports history, when I was in elementary school, I played hockey. I played hockey for 4 years. And then when junior high started, I thought, well, I'm going to have to concentrate on studying because I want to do really well in school, as I always had in elementary school. And so I put aside sports. I decided that I'm not going to have time for it. I was so incredibly wrong about that. I actually had a lot more free time than I thought because, well, the amount of homework wasn't anything more than what I had in elementary school. And I really was just good at school. I didn't have to study much, and I performed very, very well. So I absolutely did have the time. I really could have spent the time doing sports. I could have continued hockey. But I didn't. So in junior high, I was treated as a nerd who didn't play any sports, but I did do intramural volleyball. I was not on the volleyball team, but I played volleyball at lunchtime. And like I enjoyed it, but volleyball wasn't really my thing. I discovered in PE that badminton was the thing that I really enjoyed. I loved playing badminton whenever we had it in class. I was good at it. I could play, well, it's not a team sport, so I didn't have to worry about others not throwing the ball to me or whatever. Not time. I want to clear the weather. There we go. So, what I found was that with badminton, I could play how I wanted, and I tended to play better than most of my classmates. So, I was winning games. And I thought, this is something I would like to do. Unfortunately, my school didn't have a badminton team. We only had basketball and volleyball. I wasn't interested in basketball. I wasn't interested in volleyball. I wished that there was a badminton team. And I really, really regret not doing any sports after elementary school. Although I did join the ski club, but that was only for a year. And I did play golf, but that's because my parents also played golf. My dad worked on a golf course. I eventually worked on that same golf course after high school and in grade 12. But yeah, badminton, there we go. That's my connection to the main character. And I thought that I could have been a pretty good badminton player. And these days, well, whenever there is badminton at some kind of barbecue or whatever, I play it. And I play it for quite a while. And others say or ask me, do you play badminton a lot? Not really. But for some reason, you know how people seem to have a talent for something? I kind of figured that I kind of have a raw talent for badminton. I don't know. I don't know how well I would really do if I played a lot. But my casual playing I seem to be able to do fairly well. So it just had me thinking. Now, as for my daughter, she likes badminton. She likes to play it. She also did rhythmic gymnastics. She did that for a year, but she didn't like performing in front of people. So we didn't continue. We asked her if she wanted to go for another year, but she's like, no, not really. Oh, well. Now she's very interested in, well, I shouldn't say now. A year or two ago, she was very interested in basketball. You see, there's a pattern here. Those same three sports. Isn't that kind of interesting? Same three sports as in the anime. And now, last year, they were doing a fitness test kind of thing. And there was this run that they had to do. And there were tiers, like levels in which you were graded in. And she just missed out on the highest level, the platinum level. And her PE teacher took note of this and asked her, would you consider joining the cross-country running team? She's always been good at running. She's always been really good at endurance. She could run for hours when she was younger. And she just has this natural talent for running. Now, she does like badminton, and she would like to play badminton with me. Now, her school does have both cross-country running team and a badminton team. And I have encouraged her. If you want to join either one, do it. Because looking back on my experience, like what I had when I was a kid, I was in a smaller town and one high school. There were no options. I didn't have anything beyond that. Just volleyball and basketball. But yeah. So I told her if she wants to join either one, then try out for them. We need to find out when the cross-country tryouts are, and it would be great if she could do that. But it's only done in the warmer months, not in winter. So unless they just do laps indoor, but cross-country is outdoor running, and it's long-distance running. But I also said that if she would like to do badminton, why don't we play a lot of badminton over the summer? So we have a membership at a recreation center, and we can play badminton, basketball. She can run on the track. We can go to the fitness center. Now, this is something that I do plan on doing. So, number one is, this is going to be for myself. I'm going to be going to the fitness center at the recreation center 2 or 3 times a week, hopefully 3 times a week. Usually I spend about 2 hours, and mostly it's on like treadmill, bike, and some strength training, upper body strength training. And it's been inconsistent, unfortunately. And we were supposed to go during spring break, but everyone got sick. And now that spring break finished a week ago, well, I'm still getting over this cold. I still have a bit of a cough. But this coming week, we have Easter. There's Easter and Good Friday. We've got a 5-day, well, my daughter has a 5-day weekend. So I'm thinking we could go on Thursday and see if we can do some exercising. And maybe she can do some running. And I think that I think this is an amazing opportunity for us to bond over sports. Now, this is something that I never really expected, because she's more of a person who likes doing art, and she's a gamer. She loves Genshin Impact. She loves Roblox. She's the one who introduced me to Minecraft. But she has become more interested in sports recently. She has had a similar experience as I have with sports, in that she's fairly short. So others don't really pass the ball to her. They exclude her quite often because they don't think she's very good because she's short. But the thing is, she's a fast runner. She has great endurance. And she can do a lot better than people think. She's always been very active. And when she was a young child in elementary school, especially like grade 2 and 3, just how active she was back then, and the fact that she would, like, we have this thing called Terry Fox Run every fall, and it's a fairly long distance run, and she would just lap people. So many of her classmates, she would run farther and faster than everyone else. And I always thought, she could be an athlete. She's just really good at things like that. But then the pandemic came and everything stopped, basically. She was in grade 3 when the pandemic started. And it wasn't until grade 6 that she was able to go back to school in person. And so she missed out on PE for, well, grade 4 and 5 entirely, and a little bit of grade 3. So for over 2 years, she was fairly inactive. And that is very unfortunate. Now, this has also meant I've been fairly inactive because I couldn't go to the recreation center. I couldn't go there and exercise. I couldn't work out. And I don't like running. Several years ago, when I lived in Japan, I was walking and hiking several kilometers almost every weekend. So I was keeping myself in shape. I used to be fairly, like, in fairly good shape back then, because I was always active. And then of course the pandemic came. Now this is of course years later, and everything changed. So I have gained weight, unfortunately. And this is not something that I'm proud of. Now, I used to be, let's just say, a good BMI. I'll just say that my ideal weight is 67 kilograms. I'm not going to translate this into pounds, but I'll just tell you, my ideal weight is 67 kilograms. I was in the high 70s before the pandemic started. And now I'm 93. So yeah, it's been a big change. So starting immediately, I'm going to be playing badminton, basketball, and working out with my daughter as much as we can. And I will likely be doing it far more than she is, at least until summer comes. And in summer, we're going to be doing it together all the time. And I think that's going to be just amazing for us, just to bond, you know? Now, my daughter may try out for the cross-country team. We'll see. We need to find out when the tryouts are. I'm assuming that there may be some in the near future. I'm not sure. But we will have to see. Now, the thing is, I have decided that I'm going to keep myself accountable to everyone. I'm going to be sharing a lot of this on social media about my own progress, my own weight loss, my own milestones, and all that stuff. And I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. Could I do it on TikTok? Could I do it on a new YouTube channel? Do both long form and shorts? Well, I'll have to see about this. I just want to get to the point where I'm getting myself down to about 70 kilograms. I know that's a lot of weight to lose. 23 kilos to lose. I won't be able to do it this year, no. But at my age, right now I'm 48, I need to make sure that I am healthy. I am going to be doing things like giving... Excuse me, I needed to cough. I need to give up things like sugary drinks. I think that is the major problem right now for at least my diet. Give that up. Drink it only as a treat on occasion. Give up snacking, especially in the evening. Snacking in the daytime and preferably healthier things. That is the best. That's the best thing for me. and make sure that I am taking care of myself, because I have let myself go far too much. And I used to be active a lot, especially when I lived in Japan. And I used to love going out and walking. The thing is, here where I live now, there are some amazing trails in ravines and river valley and things like that. But that's all. When I was in Japan, there were, like, every place had so much character. There were historic buildings. There were, like, just going out into some parts of cities, like just on the edges of cities, rice fields. And they're amazing. And then there's bamboo forests. And walking past temples and shrines and other historic locations. That's one reason why I was out walking. And it was because I could see so many amazing things. Where I live now, it's so limited. Like, everything is just nature. And that's it. Like, historic monuments and like a lot of historic things and beautiful countryside and stuff like that. Just not really here. What we have for countryside is just farm fields. I miss Japan a lot because of that. And going back to that anime, it also made me realize that schools in Japan do have a lot of focus on extracurricular activities, sports and clubs, and students are serious about it. So serious. But here in Canada, while we do have the sports, I find that people are less serious about it. And just looking at the sports, like even this from students that I had in Japan, they would spend, like, they go to school an hour before school started and practice sports. They would stay after school practicing sports or whatever they're doing. And their life was school. They didn't really have a social life, which is, of course, not the best thing either. But just the focus on being able to do that thing that you love doing so much, it's so different. And in some ways, I kind of wish that my daughter could have gone to school in Japan. But I guess the reason that we didn't, the reason we came to Canada was because we wanted our daughter to have an education in which she could develop her, critical thinking skills, being able to do more than just studying for tests, because that's what education in Japan is like, studying for tests all the time. And it just doesn't give you a chance to really learn about how things work and how things are, and it stifles creativity. My daughter loves art, and she probably could have done art in Japan, but it would have been so different that, it's, I don't know, it's hard to say. It's just that in Japan, I don't think that she would have had the opportunities that she can have in Canada. So yeah, there's that. But what she does not get to experience, or has not been able to experience so much, is the clubs. Even though she is a member of the astronomy club, they haven't really done anything. Not much at all. She was a member of the book club, or the library club, last year. But she would like to join a sport. I would like her to join a sport. And I would like to work with her. You know, like help her with it and improve my own health at the same time. But yeah, that's a lot of what I wanted to say. But I'm just trying to figure out what can I do for just tracking my progress. I want people to keep me accountable. I want to make sure that I'm going to be doing this and succeeding at it. But I don't know. Like this is just really, really important. And I have so many regrets about the past, especially during the pandemic. And just the last few years since we came to Canada, I feel like I haven't been able to do those things. In Japan, I was able to do some, but I just have not. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's not a like I. It's not like I've wasted my time over the last few years. Like I love my family. My kids are great. I think they are probably the most amazing thing I've ever done. But I want to make things better for my health, make things better. Just I want my daughter to be able to experience things that I didn't when I was her age. And I just have regrets about that. And of course, I just regret letting myself go for so long. This is just, it's not the best, especially for my age. I need to keep myself healthy and I need to get myself exercising as much as possible. And I would like your help with that. I would like to know, where do you think I should be sharing my progress? Like what, like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, what do you think? Let me know. And I just really hope that I can stick with this. I'm going to try and make sure that I do. And also just help my daughter along with this. I got a second daughter, but she's about to turn 4 years old. She's not quite at the age where she's going to be participating in sports yet, but she could be. And I'm curious what she's going to do. I'd like to have more of a focus, or at least more to be able to help her more than I was able to do with my oldest. The pandemic really, really screwed things up. You know, it made things difficult. We couldn't do those activities. But I'm rambling, aren't I? Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think. If you like videos like this, then please consider subscribing to this channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.